Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.
It's working now.
How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? It's working now. Shit, I don't know what happened. I should have checked the mic before I went on. Whoops. How you going, Kay, Robert, Lit Raven? How you going, guys? Please pray for a speedy recovery from a seizure on the 13th that left me with a broken nose and concussion. The days still don't feel real. Oh, Raven. Prayers for Raven. God love you, you poor thing. Okay, well, it's working now. That was very weird. I don't know what the hell went on there. I just realised that my mic was not working when I was trying to speak. Yeah. I did do a few things in the back of the computer this morning, so I probably unplugged it somewhere along the way, and when it plugged it back in, it didn't recognise it. Hey, Gen X, how you going? Good to see ya. Okay, I've got something different to show you today too. Let me know if you can hear this, okay? Ready for this? Hey, I got a bit of a news intro. Yay. Okay, anyway. Breaking news, like a real reporter. Sean Fitzgerald, actual justice warrior, right? Real one. Imagine working for an industry that forces you to disavow work that is more iconic than almost anything produced in the last 10 years. Well, it is. Maybe even 20 years. And then the best criticism you have is, ooh, whites and this 80s movies is different from society 40 years later. Pathetic. New York Post said Molly Ringwald calls The Breakfast Club very white. It doesn't represent our world today. It wasn't supposed to represent the world today, you fruitcake. It was supposed to represent the 80s, and it was representative of the 80s. Do you want to stick black kids in detention on a Saturday and make that a movie? Is that what you like? Are you trying to say it should be black kids in there? Maybe Hispanic, maybe Chinese. I don't know. What's going on? Oh, Molly Ringwald, you tosser. You absolute fruitcake. Okay, anyway. Hey, going out to lunch? D. Lee, Dan Markle Senior, Deb, J1. Good to see you guys. Cat Turd said, true and pathetic. Brendan Dilly said, so far this week I've learned that if you murder white teenagers or are an illegal immigrant gangbanger and a wife beater, Democrats will throw all of their money and political power behind you. Because, okay, not only have you got the guy that murdered the white teenager, which I was going to report on the other day, Tim Pool had a different look at it, but I do believe that the guy planned it. It's coming out that the guy, the young guy had planned to take a knife and sit there and challenge anyone who ordered him not, or asked him not to. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, and the illegal immigrant gangbanger and wife beater they're talking about is the guy who they just sent back to El Salvador, and now Democrats want to go and bring him back. I think that's kidnapping. He is a resident of he's a citizen of El Salvador. Sorry, not a resident. He's a citizen of El Salvador, and for them Democrats to go over there and try and bring him back is like kidnapping, and he's in jail. Here we go, look. Benny Johnson said Dem Senator Chris Van Hollen just arrived in El Salvador to demand the release of MS-13 terrorist Kilmar Abrigo Garcia. How pathetic. What are you, mate? You're going to get arrested. I hope you get arrested. Please get arrested. Somebody arrest this man. Oh, they're really putting themselves in it, aren't they? Like they're showing the whole world why they need to now be arrested. That's what they're doing. Savannah Hernandez said Democrat senators will literally go all the way to El Salvador to advocate for an MS-13 gang member with zero ties to the US before standing up for their own constituents. How pathetic. Wow. Okay. There you go. They're willing to go fight for an El Salvadorian, but not Americans. Hey, don't worry about Americans. Okay, then we got this. And I don't know if I read this before, but I'm going to read it anyway. 40 Heads said since the first few, drops on the board, okay, read the screen, hit, a bunch of us took the role of keeping people's focus tempered and downrange. Each time the aggregators posted from the 4chan, 8chan or 8kun sites, there were thousands of Anons trying to lead the entire movement in their own self-derived directions. Opinions were posted as truth, theories were posted as fact, and like sheep, well-meaning, red-blooded patriots naively ran with those expectations. And since many of those original beliefs about the drops were incorrect, thousands of Anons became disenfranchised. It didn't matter that the drops stood on their own. The fabled and folly decodes of thousands of drops did not come to fruition, so people walked away because it wasn't on the timeline that some people said it was. And even me, I've done it too. It was only those of us who realised the entirety of the plan was beyond our understanding, which I also realised, that stayed the course. We declared my captain, and understood it was not our ship to steer. As we patiently waited, our efforts and consistency has been rewarded in ways that only we can truly appreciate. Why? Because we didn't make this about us. We just kept digging, baking threads and sharing findings, which is most of what I do, share findings. Today we're sitting right where we expected to be. So many of those early decoders are now the grifters we all warned you about today. Those same people are blackpilling like mad, emotionally driven by their need to keep their followers entertained instead of educated. But that's never been the drive of those who simply served their nation and kept doing the work. Our edification comes from people waking up and seeing the truth. We don't ask for your following to pat our egos. We ask for it so that we know that you'll at least have some grounded thoughts from the 40,000-foot view. Please be aware of those who promise you that something is coming on a certain date or that something will happen in a specific way. Q drops have always been about helping us understand past events to show corruption and guilt. Only in certain drops has that board told us what was coming in the future, and rarely, if ever, did they provide exacting dates or details. An intelligent military never tells an enemy when and where future moves will be made. Them and Trump never telegraph their intent so succinctly that the enemy can prepare for it, because if they tell us what's going on, the enemy knows as well. So no one on will know either. We all had to learn that the hard way. Take care of your expectations. Be wary of those demanding that Trump or his administration do certain things in a certain way by a certain date. Trump is POTUS, and he's dealing with the entire battle, which is far more than what some social media influencer can imagine. Those angry anons have limited priorities, drummed up by very narrow fields of view. You will be let down each time if you follow them, because Trump is operating at a level way above what has been released to us. Hold the line, stay the course, use common sense, don't be given to emotionally driven needs for certain events or timelines, and please, please be careful who you follow. Where we go one, we go all, and I happen to agree with it. The whole thing. Our expectations in the beginning were, well, I kind of got mine from a lot of the anons he's talking about, but there were some good people in there, okay? It doesn't come at a certain time, a certain date. It's going to come when it comes. It's going to happen when it happens. And future will prove the past. So it will be proven, and it is every day to me. Like, I can see it. It's up to other people whether they can see it, if they've read it or, you know. But what they said is happening. And all you need to do is go to this site and ignore this, right? Because they always throw that up. I've been on this site for years, right? I'm fine. Okay, and you have got 4 years worth of drops to look at. Okay, for yourself, you can do it for yourself. And you can click on things, and things that may not be on, like, say they've been removed from X or something, that's probably on there, right? Okay, yep, that's on there. Say some things have been removed. If you click this little file thing here, it will show you a archive of that post. Okay, now recently I've been tagged in on X because I was a post on here, funnily enough. Yeah, I've had a few people, I was a Delta apparently, okay? So just saying, where we go one, we go all, from Australia. Anyway, I'll show you that at the end. Daka said US aid gets defunded, 4chan goes down. 4chan is full of lefties, okay? Okay, ATS said 4chan hacked completely. Jannies and mods being hunted through the streets by feral neckbeard. Servers nuke. What an ending. I think 4chan's finished. I don't know. It got hacked. Okay. Trump War Room said Press Secretary Karen Levitt said, do we want our critical supplies like life-saving medicines and chips being made in China? Or do we want them being made right here in the United States of America? Every American knows the answer to that question. This is a common sense policy. Now, common sense says to me that you want your medicines being made in the United States because China could just hold them back. Then you got no freaking medicine, right? The things that people actually need to stay alive, right? Because there are medicines out there that people need at the moment, till we find out otherwise. And chips, computer chips being made in China, or do you want them being made in the United States of America? Yes, well, China can put all sorts of backdoors and things in chips, so I don't trust them either. Okay. More on this made in China. Everything's made in China. Everything, including your $20,000 handbag that you might have bought. Maybe you didn't, but someone has. Imagine paying like ridiculous amounts for a freaking handbag. Mate, I'm happy if my handbag cost me like $20, right? I don't care if it's got a name on it. Ian Miles Chong said luxury bags are all made in China. You're just paying extra for the label that claims they're made in France. All of them. Okay, some say made in Italy, some say made in France. No, you're just paying for the stamp, actually. Okay? So there you go. There's that. The creative said China's currently exposing all the European luxury brands with TikTok videos, confirming that over 80% of the luxury items being bought at ridiculous prices are made in China and only packaged in Europe. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I choked on myself laughing. Give me a sec while I drink a sip of my tea. Okay. Sheila Gunn Reid said, I knew it. The not-for-sale merch at Toronto Pearson's Airport isn't even made in Canada. The shirts are from Haiti and the hats are from China. China has 100% tariffs on Western Canadian canola. Team Canada indeed. Made in China. Look, you're going to find everything made in China. If I pick my ashtray up, it's made in China. My mouse, my computer, my whole computer. The headphones I'm listening through. The microphone I'm talking through. Probably all made in China. Okay. DC Drano said a massive transformer was seized by Trump's feds in 2019 and they may have discovered a secret backdoor switch that could turn it off remotely. The transformer was made by China, as I stated above. Common sense says to me, you don't want anything made in China. Backdoors, hello. The transformer was made by China. Trump issued an executive order to stop these CCP transformers. Biden rescinded his first day. Now we have almost 492 CCP transformers that threaten our energy grid and thus our national security. China owned the Bidens and now we're at risk. Warpath 2.0. There you go. They can remotely switch the electricity off now. Okay. Rad said, you legends, I love you. To all those who refuse to be manipulated by the media, you legends, I love you. I salute you. For those about to rock, we salute you. Okay, go listen to AC/DC. Aussie band. Okay, Russell Brand decided to step in because Katy Perry is his ex-wife, isn't it? Katy Perry's gone to space and I'm elated. She's accomplished such a feat and made it back safely. What the fuck did she do? She actually bought me a ticket to space once. I should have seen the writing on the wall back then. Is he just trying to be funny or is he serious? Because it's not a feat. Okay? I don't even think they went up in the air. It looks like a blow-up fucking tent to me. Sorry, but it does. Okay. Oh, what did I like that for? No. I don't know what side he's on. Maybe I should just freaking listen to it, right? Hang on a sec. There's music. I can't. I got done for 14 seconds of music the other day. Okay? Got copyrighted for it. What are you saying?
Ex-wife made it back to Earth. I am happy that Katy Perry went to space, and I'm happy that Katy Perry made it back safely. I believe she went to space with Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez. Well, some women went to space. Why not, man? But I do remember when I was married to Katy Perry, she bought me a ticket to space. I should have seen the writing on the wall.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to like it because I don't know if he's joking or not. But, yeah, no. She should have gone to space and stayed there. They should have dropped her off, actually. Okay, out, all of them. Open the door. Out you go. See ya. Senator Babbitt said, I'm happy to pay for a plane ticket so this person can visit Palestine. This is a genuine offer. Get in touch with my office and I'll arrange it. I'll throw in. Rita Panahi said, how is this real? A Greens candidate, of course. Avery Howard, committed to Palestine. I want to see him go over there. I want to see this. He'll get thrown off the nearest roof. I'm sorry. That's not what I want to see, but I want to see his face when he goes over there and realises that they don't like you. Okay? I'm sorry they don't. Rod D. Martin said, end of the Chinese dream. The Chinese economic miracle is dead and it's worse than we thought. Here's what's happening and why this matters to you. Breaking news. Lots of people are still rah-rahing China like its numbers will go up forever. Some realise it's looking more like 90s Japan, but the reality is way darker. Xi Jinping keeps pushing the East is rising narrative, but the numbers tell a different story. China's demographic collapse is happening right now. Their workforce is literally disappearing. China's population pyramid is turning into a population tombstone. Shocking numbers. China's fertility rate is just 1.0, looking to stabilise at 0.8. That's less than half of the 2.1 needed just to maintain the population. Japan's worst was 1.26, and theirs is 1. And bought on the lost decades. This isn't just bad, it's catastrophic. What's really terrible? There are about to be too few working-age people to provide for the elderly. In the terminology of development economics, they're getting old before they get rich, and nothing seems to be turning it around. Unless something huge changes by 2100, China will have lost 75% of its population. Think about that. Why is the T up there? Think about that. 3/4 of their consumers, workers and taxpayers gone. Yeah, they're all in our countries. China looks rich now, but a lot of it isn't even close. 300 million rural pensioners get just $32 per month. Whoa, holy shit. That's not a typo. It's about to get worse. The cities are in trouble too. China's real estate bubble makes Japan's look like child's play. $18 trillion in household wealth, poof, gone since 2021. And that's where most Chinese put their retirement savings. And it's getting worse. China runs on exports, but the world is decoupling from them. Meanwhile, its domestic consumption rate is less than half the world average. Chinese population can't absorb what it's not shipping us. And we buy 39% of everything they manufacture. They're betting big on automation and AI to save them. But here's the brutal truth. As much good as that will do them, and it's a lot, robots and AI chatbots don't buy houses or cars. You actually need people for that. Backfiring right in the face, mate. The Chinese century lasted about as long as a TikTok video. The economic future isn't just concerning, it's dire. Even if they boost household income to global standards, they won't. It's too late. The demographic damage is already done. Bottom line, far from dominating the world, China's economy is heading for a historic collapse. And this time, there's no way out. If you appreciate this content, please like, share, and also sign up for the Rod Martin Report. Rod Martin Report, Rod D. Martin, Substack at rodmartin.org, okay? I'll shout him out because I'm reading his thread, and it's a pretty good one, actually. There you go. I should be reposting all these. Senator Babbitt said we must also stand up for the family because the family is the foundation of our nation. That rhymes. Without strong families, we do not have a strong country. We must support parents. We must honour marriage. And we must promote policies that strengthen, not weaken, the bonds that bind us. That goes for every country, actually. He's Australian, but it goes for every country. Okay, UK column said, facing the tyrants, Dr. Sam Bailey, New Zealand, speaks plainly about the failures of modern healthcare, where doctors aren't taught nutrition, symptoms are mistaken for disease, and pharmaceutical quick fixes keep people trapped in a sick system. We're going to have to watch the full interview on Rumble. Having a good diet, right? Exercise and sunlight, and living in a positive way, where you're around positive people and happiness and low stress. Okay, low stress. You know, you prefer the, oh, what was that? Hang on. I should just play it. I don't know, but I'm going to play it, okay? If I get, if anything happens, you know why.
It's the understanding that when you talk to a doctor that they don't know anything about nutrition because it wasn't taught to them at medical school. And I know that we were taught about physiology and how pathways work with metabolism, but you don't know anything about nutrition or what to say to someone of what they should do. And it's all the basic things that our grandmothers knew, like having a good diet and exercise and sunlight and living in a positive way where you're around positive people and happiness and low stress. And
you refer back to the pharmaceutical industry, and of course, absolutely a gigantic racket, and there is money to be made at every turn. But a lot of that is done by convincing people that the cause and effect is as they say it is. So you've just spoken about a runny nose, which of course to the majority of people is considered to be the illness itself, rather than the expression of your body trying to deal with its current situation. So you take the drug and then you believe that is what has made you better. So I think we live in a culture where we expect there to be a quick fix because we've taken something, but the quick fix is not really the right way to be thinking about anything. I don't think.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more, Charles. It's not, and I think you deprive yourself of actually what true health is by thinking along those lines. It's it's a huge area to unpack, but I think it's having inner confidence of knowing that you don't need. This is a sick system that we're dealing with. It's not a health system, and there's no incentive for them to help you. It's always about making you on the conveyor belt as part of that sick system. And we're conditioned from as soon as we're born, born in a hospital and die in a hospital. And it's sad, but all these traditions that have been lost of how to be well, and they're all the old stuff, the old school things that like my grandma used to say to me, and I used to think, oh yeah, do you really, is that really true? And now I sort of look back and think, oh my gosh, I wish I'd had a bit more time to talk to her about that.
Exactly.
It's the understanding.
Okay, so she didn't say anything too wrong there. She didn't say, well, I think by the guidelines, I think I'm all right. Okay. Shit, I don't know. We'll find out. Hit the like button if you can, guys. It helps me out heaps. Awakening in Health said income tax is theft. I'm submitting my taxes like this year. Look. And when they don't like it, I'll tell them I was completely open and transparent with them, the way they were with us. Way to go, mate. In fact, a lot of people aren't even bothering. They're not, honestly. Dr. Russell McGregor said if John Brennan really has fled to Australia, then it's because he knows our politician and intelligence agencies are the only ones criminal aren't enough to protect him. That's how bad Australia is. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, the old wives' tales are actual medicine. NRM 84 is laughing, allegedly, okay, is laughing at this, okay? Now, because this lady here, this is why this person's laughing, because of what this lady's saying, okay? Let's have a little look-see. Go back to the beginning. Okay, let's have a listen.
One of the cringiest moments from the all-female SpaceX flight to space, starting with this dick-shaped rocket. First, we got the whole ringing of the bell / catwalk into the rocket. Apparently, ringing the bell, it's like a traditional thing that astronauts, like actual astronauts, do, not these broads, who I guarantee spent more time in hair and makeup than they did actually preparing to go to space. Then there was this moment of girl power. Take up space and resources and money that could be used to end world hunger. Yes, girl power. What was the point of bringing a fucking flower to space? Like, you picked a flower just to do this bullshit? Like, this is... I'm embarrassed for my gender with all the stupid little trinkets they brought into the rocket. This next one isn't so much cringe as it is just hilarious, like listening to these broads scream as they land.
Very soft.
They sound like a bachelorette party.
Perception, there it is.
Perhaps the most cringe of all is all their comments when they got back to Earth, like Lauren Sanchez, who had this to say.
More connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see states and all these things that divide us. But
In your moment of clarity, did you realize you should stop getting facial surgery? Because there's a lot of division in the harmony of your face from the chin to the lips. Girl, stop. Katy Perry takes the cake for the most cringe.
Super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience.
Your love of
has
what?
shown
Money?
me you never
Excess?
know how much love is inside of you. Like how much love
That's
you have to
bullshit
give.
that's inside of you. The cringiest of all was probably when she kissed Earth. Girl, I just want to like shove her face in there.
Okay, so I wasn't the only one who I said like kick her ass and make a face plant the dirt, mate. So I wasn't the only one that thought that way. Anyway, okay, that was pretty good. Mario Norfolk said Australia gives YouTube a free pass. Everyone else gets fined. Australian Comms Minister Michelle Rowland promised YouTube an exemption from the under-16 social media ban before public input even started. TikTok and Meta are fuming, calling it a sweetheart deal that hands Alphabet a monopoly on Aussie kids. YouTube is the most used platform by under-16s and somehow the only one dodging a $50 million penalty risk. $50 million penalty risk. TikTok's take, it's like banning soda for minors but giving Coca-Cola the keys to the vending machine. Okay, that's probably because YouTube have deleted videos for the Australian government, so they're paying them back now, I reckon. I don't know. It's just a theory, okay? It's not like fact. By the way, everything here is mentioned here today is theory until proven fact, and everyone mentioned is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay. Australia's social media ban a masterclass in missing the point. Australia's new law banning under-16s from TikTok, Instagram and X has been called a disaster in the making. How will this be enforced? Magic? Kids lying about their age isn't exactly a new phenomenon. Worse, the plan could push kids to sketchier corners of the web, creating bigger risks than the platforms it bans. And let's not forget verifying ages means collecting more personal data because that's never gone wrong before. Maybe parents teaching and enforcing online responsibility would have been smarter. Just a thought. Source The Australian. Okay, now what's this one? Yeah, that was 2024. Okay, yep, okay. There you go. That one was 14 hours ago. There you go. Just making sure I wasn't trying to share something from 2024 that wasn't intended to be from 2024. Pauline Hanson said I've been travelling across Tasmania with One Nation Senate candidate Lee Hanson, which is her daughter. And the support we're getting is incredible. People are crying out for a real voice in the Senate, someone who speaks up for the people and fights for everyday Australians. Everywhere we go, we hear the same thing. People are sick of weak leadership, sick of watching Labor and the Greens take this country in the wrong direction while the Liberals fail to act as true opposition. That's why we've released common sense policies to cut $90 billion in waste and put $40 billion back into your pockets. We'll deport illegals and cut immigration. We'll protect Medicare from fraud, slash taxes on fuel, cut taxes for families and make it easier for pensioners and veterans who want to work to keep their benefits. And that's just the beginning. One Nation stands strong. Liberals and Nationals might be too afraid to say it, but we'll say it proudly. We will make Australia great again. We will always speak the truth and we will never apologise for wanting our country to be strong, secure and proud again. If we don't act now, nothing changes. Vote One Nation on May the 3rd, stop Labor and the Greens in their tracks and take our country back. There you go. Okay, that's Pauline Hanson, One Nation. One of the ones you can vote for, one of the minor parties. Tim JBO said rumour has it Albo's mind is a concern that he's peaked too early and has lost momentum since his lacklustre campaign launch in Perth last Sunday. Hopefully he just slides right down the bottom there and everyone forgets about him and he doesn't get re-elected. Jesus Christ, please don't let him be re-elected. Mick Amias said, go away, you retards. Leave one of the greatest shows ever made alone, like Molly Ringwald complaining about The Breakfast Club. An iconic 80s movie, mind you, right? That everyone knows. He said, go away, you retards. Leave one of the greatest shows ever made alone. It's literally one of the only shows that rips on everyone. Blacks, whites, Arabs, Jews, Indians, Pakistanis, the lot. Leave comedy alone. Millennials are rewatching Seinfeld and saying it's super offensive now. Fuck off. Mate, these people, God help us if we ever go to war, right? If Seinfeld is offensive, wait until you're faced with a war, okay? See what's offensive then. We'll see if Seinfeld's still offensive to you then. Okay. Wide Awake Media said now they want to take away your dogs under the guise of saving the planet from carbon emissions. Why, do they fart too much too? I know dogs do fart and they stink when they do. On a scale of 0 to 100, how likely are you to comply? Mother Jones said dogs have extensive and multifarious environmental impacts, disturbing wildlife, polluting waterways and contributing to carbon emissions, new research has found. Oh, did they write this themselves? Okay. I wouldn't comply. They said that about cats too. And don't forget cows, right? And wouldn't surprise me if they tried to kill all the horses as well. Anyway, Australian Patriot said surprise, Labor and Simon Holmes Accord links to slave labour via clean energy schemes. The Labor-linked Smart Energy Council, which counts Simon Holmes Accord as a senior advisor, he's the head of the Teals, right, has been receiving thousands of dollars from solar and battery firms blacklisted in the US over concerns they use slave labour. Teals are the political wing of Simon Holmes Accord Climate 200 group. If you want Australia to really sink, then vote for those people. Go on, vote Labor, Greens and the Teals and see how bad Australia can really get. Oh, no. John Godemsky said Albanese is lying to us. Oh, you just work that out now? I mean, he has, for as long as I know. For as long as I've known about him, he's lied to us. Australia's being surrounded by China, Russia and Indonesia, ready for invasion in the future, while Albanese is disarming our defence forces. Wake up, Australia. Oh, dear. Okay, Australian Patriot again, and put our lives at risk. Most of us didn't start talking about politics because we wanted to. We simply wanted to be left alone, but they decided to shit on our morals and tear our country apart. They activated us, and now we're here for it. Okay? Me, I just happened a bit early. Okay? Australian Patriot again. Oh, wow, there's a lot of Australia. Yep, I'm in my bookmarks. In Australia, wind turbines receive subsidies through the Renewable Energy Target RET scheme. This is why your electricity bills are so high. Ready? Get ready for this. With estimates suggesting each RET eligible company receives over $500,000 annually per turbine, totaling around $1.09 billion per year for the wind industry. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Renewable Energy Target RET scheme. The RET, which incentivises renewable energy generation, is the primary source of subsidies for wind turbines in Australia. Subsidies per turbine. A conservative estimate suggests that each one is $500,000, okay? Receives in excess of it annually. Total subsidies, based on the rumour of wind turbines in Australia, around 2077, the RET provides approximately $1.09 billion per year to the wind industry. Lovely. Future subsidies, assuming the RET continues for another 15 years, the cross-subsidy for existing turbines could reach around $9.3 billion. But this is likely to be higher given planned future investments in the wind industry. The LGC scheme, the federal government forces electricity retailers to purchase a target number of large-scale generation certificates, LGCs, from renewable energy generators, including wind farms, which contributes to the subsidies. Foreign-owned wind farms. A significant portion of the subsidies, around $689 million in 2024, went to wind farms that were either entirely or partially owned by foreign companies. Clean Energy Council's perspective. The Clean Energy Council, which represents wind and solar farm developers, states that energy from wind or solar is the lowest cost form of new generation, and these costs continue to decrease year on year. Consumers pay? The LGC scheme means that electricity consumers ultimately pay for these subsidies through their electricity bills. So the Clean Energy Council's perspective is bullshit. Okay? It's not cheaper energy. We're all paying for it more and more every bloody 3 months that we get a bill. It seems to go up and up and up and up. Okay? Holy shit. Andy No said, breaking, the UK Supreme Court has just ruled that the legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex. I thought that was common sense, but okay, the Supreme Court has ruled on it now. Okay? If you're a man, you cannot claim you are a woman because you're not. Okay? That's why they call you trans women, because you're not a real woman. Sorry. It's just the truth. I'm sorry if that hurts your fee-fees. Okay? Libs of TikTok said on this tax day, let's remind Congress what Americans voted for. No tax on tips, no tax on senior Social Security, no tax on overtime pay, renew Trump's middle-class tax cuts, lower taxes for America's small business and corporations. The time to act is now. Congress must make Trump's tax cuts permanent. Apparently he's deferred for 90 days or something, I think.
So these are the tax priorities of the Trump administration that the president has laid out for members in that meeting today. No tax on tips, which is obviously a very public campaign promise that the president made. No tax on seniors' Social Security. No tax on overtime pay. Renewing President Trump's 2017 middle-class tax cuts. Again, these are the president's priorities. Adjusting the SALT cap, eliminate all the special tax breaks for billionaire sports team owners, close the carried interest tax deduction loophole, tax cuts for Made in America products. This will be the largest tax cut in history for middle-class working Americans. The president is committed to working with Congress to get this done. So these are the...
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Oz Integrity said, well, knock me over with a feather. It's not every day ABC News unashamedly knocks both Labor and Liberal housing plans and gives special thanks to Trump for an incoming 4 to 5 interest rate cuts. Nothing says they may be a little worried about possible budget cuts than unbiased reporting. I've got to listen to this, man. I haven't listened to it yet. Let's have a listen together. Let's see if we can knock me over with a feather.
Meanwhile, first home buyers are getting plenty of attention this campaign, but as the ABC's Alan Kohler explains, the policies being offered are doing little to address Australia's housing crisis.
We've learned a couple of things in this election campaign. First, both parties think housing is the main issue. And second, they don't think they can fix it. Not while they're around anyway. So they're offering first home buyers ways around it. Not renters, mind, just buyers. The Coalition is doing tax deductibility of mortgage interest and access to super for deposits. Labor is doing 5% deposits and help to buy, which is where the government owns a bit of the house. Both policies will tend to push prices up and make housing less affordable. As for the basic problem, there just needs to be more supply, less demand. Neither party has much to say about demand, apart from that of first home buyers, of course, and are focusing on supply. Labor is spending more on that. $10 billion in new grants and loans, and the existing $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund, both designed to subsidise new building, versus the Coalition's $5 billion for infrastructure. None of it is enough to stop prices rising, especially with 4 or 5 rate cuts coming, thanks to Donald Trump and the trade war. So housing will be less affordable next year, but first home buyers might get on the bottom rung of what is still going to be a property ladder.
I don't know. I didn't really hear him sticking up for Trump too much, but there you go. I don't know. Shit a brick. But I noticed they're freaking ugly. Where the houses... Look, cookie cutter housing, man. No trees. Fuck that. No thank you. I actually lived in a place like this briefly and hated it. When I moved into with my daughter, she lived in a... We moved to an area like this, like one of these things. They're townhouses, right? They're all connected. It's fucked. No. Oof. Okay. Anyway, let's get on with it. Michelle Langlois said, check this out from Facebook. What really happened? Why 2 different colour helicopters? Why did they go into hiding? None of this makes sense. Okay, I just come across this and thought, what? What's going on here? Did the chopper change colour when it hit the water? Question everything. This is a chopper. Oh, all of a sudden it's black. Okay. Breaking. Helicopter breaks apart and falls out of the sky into the Hudson River in New York City. 6 people have been declared deceased. Please keep their families in your prayers. Family's last photo taken just minutes before the helicopter crash in New York on April the 10th. Except the one they pulled out was a different colour. It was all black. Wasn't it? Hang on. Yep, there was no white stripes on it or anything like there is on this one. Okay, anyway. There you go. Very interesting indeed. Daniel said, explain this to me. Cocoa Pops has a 4-star health rating. Beef Porterhouse Steak has a 2-star health rating. I know which one's better for me. See, this is why you've got to do the opposite, right? I know which one is better for me. Okay? Wait, I don't even like these shit things. Chocos, Cocoa Pops, no. Don't eat them. Okay, there you go. I know which one's healthier. They don't need a health star rating to tell me that Cocoa Pops are absolute shit for you. They're not good for anyone. It's like having, you might as well just like grab some chocolate and some milk and have that for breakfast. I don't know. I'm a chocoholic and I can't even do that. I can't eat chocolate before a certain time, right? It's like drinking alcohol. I can't eat chocolate before a certain time of the day. I'm weird. Okay, I am yes, you are no, said, remember the intense legacy media coverage and outrage? Remember the protests? Yeah, me neither. Jaden McNeil said, Ariel Robinson is a black leftist who talks extensively about white privilege and how evil white people are. And how evil white people are. Okay. She and her husband adopted an innocent white child and beat her to death. The media is silent. Oh, no. RE people, yeah, they don't report on stuff like this, though. Okay? We go together like ketchup and mustard. Mini-me, being a girl mum is awesome. Well, not if you're going to go and hurt the child, mate, seriously. Okay, but no media, no. Remember the intense legacy media coverage and the outrage? No, me neither. The Cooker King said, I'd love to see Albo MP take one of these. He'd probably get his name wrong. Ian Yeager said, breaking, President Trump reportedly aced his cognitive test, not getting any questions wrong and a perfect score. Biden refused to take the test. Trump got an A+, allegedly. Don't you worry about that, said, as a proud fifth-generation Australian citizen living on Australian land and taxpayer, I demand he resign. Katie said, Giridhara, I can't even say his name, okay? Certainly not Australian. Giridharan Savaraman is Australia's Race Discrimination Commissioner. He states Australian systems institutions are inherently affected by racism, which maintain white power and privilege. His annual salary is $384,970 per year, excluding allowances. White privilege, hey? These race grifters are so hypocritical. Deport the pricks. Shouldn't be people like this in any part of government at taxpayers' expense. Exactly. Says we're racist when he makes more than our own Prime Minister. What a curry-munching clown. Oh, my God. Update his profile for him. A Commonwealth Racist Discrimination Commissioner. We should be just Commonwealth Racist, okay? All views here are my own and racist. Yeah, that too. But it should just be the Commonwealth Racist. That's it, okay? Anyway, yeah. He's like from Pakistan or somewhere. I don't even know where he's from. He's not an Aboriginal, I'll tell you that right now. Craig Kelly, Libertarian for New South Wales Senate, said Quovax was a Queensland government-funded program designed for a long-term health comparison of the certain people who had certain medical interventions versus the people who didn't. But when they realised it was going to show significantly worse long-term health outcomes for the people who had that procedure They shut it down, destroyed all the records. Senator Gerard Rennick said, I've been told by participants who donated their blood that their personal medical records and notes have been destroyed as well. Talk about a cover-up. Participants in the Quovax set, a groundbreaking study into the safety of certain procedures, have just been informed their blood samples will be destroyed. So they were doing a study on people who were and weren't, okay? Or did and didn't take a certain procedure, okay? They scrapped it because they found that people who didn't were probably better off than people who did. Okay? That's pretty much the long and short of it. The destruction of these samples is not only scientifically wasteful, it's a deep disservice to those who took part in good faith. These blood samples could hold vital clues to understanding certain things, okay, including immune dysfunction. It's still shrouded in uncertainty. Thanks to Coverse for the quote. The decision by the Queensland state government to destroy the blood samples of these tests is just another cover-up in the sorry saga. There have been hearings in Parliament, it's called here in Australia, that asking about what happened 4 years ago, 5 years ago, during all that lockdown and stuff, and people are going to be held accountable. I've just got to make sure no one's texting me saying, we can't hear you. No, it's cool. Okay. American Archer said, whoa, Tulsi Gabbard told Fox News there are hundreds and thousands of unscanned JFK, MLK and RFK documents that were hidden in the National Archives in the hopes they'd never be found. Tulsi's been activated. Okay, I think we're going to get more JFK, MLK and RFK documents, so that post that I was going to read I will wait for to see what happens. Elon Musk said bullseye. Wall Street Maverick said easy. What cannot we do to stop living in fear? Click. Turn your bloody TV off. It's the best thing you can do for yourself, honest to God. Okay? Is turn that bloody thing off. Turn it off and have no fear. Colin Rugg said just in, Pennsylvania judge convicted of trying to execute her sleeping boyfriend by shooting him in the head. Magisterial Judge Sonia M. McKnight shot her then-boyfriend in the temple while he was sleeping last year. The incident happened after Michael McCoy tried ending their relationship, telling her to move out of the home. When McCoy told McKnight he was serious about her moving out, she said, oh, so you're serious? This was the last thing McCoy heard from McKnight before he was woken up to a massive head pain and was blind. McCoy was rushed to the hospital where a gunshot wound to his head was found. The bullet reportedly entered McCoy's right temple and exited his left temple. According to the New York Post, the bullet was millimetres from ending his life. This wasn't the first time that McKnight shot one of her partners. During an incident with the former husband, the judge shot him in a groin after telling him to move furniture. Why is this person a judge? She wasn't prosecuted at the time because she claims self-defence. McKnight faces 60 years in prison and should be. Geez. Black Widow? I don't know. And I'm not saying that because she might be black. I don't know. Is she black? Oh, yeah, she is. Sorry. I'm not saying that because she's black, okay? I'm saying that because that's what they call women who kill their husbands. More than one. Dear oh, dearie me. The rubber duck said, hang on to your hats. Double meanings exist. I didn't get this one. Right, okay. NCSWIC. Nothing can stop what's coming. National Council of Statewide Interoperability Coordinators. I didn't know there was such a thing. I've got to have another cough. Hang on a sec, guys. Oh, dear. Urgent order from US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Under the Cybersecurity Law of 2015, all institute operating SolarWinds products must submit a completion report to the CISA by Monday, December 14th, 2020. Okay, what else have we got in here? Have I gone the wrong way? What's going on? Christopher Krebs serves as the first director of the Departments of Homeland Security and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. Okay. Here we go. Established by the Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, in July 2010, the National Council of Statewide Interoperability Coordinators, NCSWIC. Nothing can stop what is coming. Supports statewide I don't know what that means, interoperability coordinators, SWIC, from the 56 states and territories by developing products and services to assist them with their leveraging. Hang on. 56 states and territories. Hang on, I'm stuck here. What 56 states and territories? Are there 56 states and territories in the US? I just found more than I thought. There you go. I thought there were only 50. Okay. Red folder. I don't know. Nothing can stop what's coming comes from here again. Okay. Showed us a lot of stuff. That was from Epstein Island in the temple. Okay. Do you think we highlighted Epstein for no reason, did you? Those who were there, protected, are no longer. Timing is everything. That's why it hasn't been released yet. Timing is everything. Okay, from there. Okay, nothing can stop what's coming. NCSWIC. This. NCSWIC. Nothing can stop what's coming. Came from this board, okay? Just letting you know. So if you're confused, don't worry. It probably won't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense to me either, other than, is there 56 states and territories in the US? Gemma Noyes, sorry, I can't pronounce that. Gemma here, libertarian for Werriwa. Okay. Next Thursday from April the 17th from 10 a.m, Libertarian New South Wales will be covering the fuel excise cost for an hour at the Speedway, Austral. This is now, right now. It's Thursday the 17th at 10:10 a.m, and they're going to cover the fuel excise costs for an hour. So till 11 a.m. this morning, people can get not free fuel, cheaper fuel, which is pretty cheap, actually. That's pretty cheap. That's per litre here in Australia. Okay? This is in Australia. It's in near the Speedway. It's in Sydney, okay? Somewhere in Sydney, near the Speedway, guys. Benny Johnson said breaking California Governor Gavin Newsom is begging for a $2.8 billion bailout for California's Medicaid program after expanding it to cover criminal aliens. Well. He's asking for more money because they're broke, like I said yesterday. California's broke. Gavin Newsom's broke. Now they've got to ask for it. Stop giving it to illegals and you'll have enough money. Libs of TikTok said the left. He was community leader. The body cam footage. Apparently this is a real body cam footage from another incident. And they're waiting for the community to stand up and say he was a hero again. The left community I'm talking about, okay? Not the black community, okay? The left community. The Democrats, in other words. Timbo said, Albo's comprehensive housing plan. Look for emoji with long nose. So, Pinocchio. Under our social housing accelerator. But you're thousands behind. How do you know you can catch up building houses? We can get there. But how can you convince people? He's got no freaking idea. It's our Prime Minister. God help Australia. No freaking idea whatsoever. No idea, Albo.
Places in Victoria that have been built under our social housing accelerator later today.
But you're
we're
thousands
positive
behind.
that we can
How do you
get
know
there.
you can catch up building houses?
Oh, we can get there.
How do you know? How can you convince people? Like you haven't so far, but how do we know you can?
Well, have a look at the figures. 26,000 up on where they were last year. In February, 1 month, That's an extraordinary increase in just 1 year, and that's because we've got a comprehensive plan of Homes for Australia, whether it is social housing, private rentals through our Build to Rent scheme, whether it's our Help to Buy scheme, or this latest announcement will help as well. And what we've done is provide the incentive to state and territory governments to make sure those approvals happen, to make sure homes and units get built, because there's a financial incentive for them to achieve their targets.
Okay. Look, you're right. It is one of the biggest problems affecting this country. So thank you.
I think he's drunk. I think he's drunk and he can't talk properly, mate. I don't know. But he sounds drunk. It's the only way he could lie like that, is if you're so plastered it doesn't worry you anymore. That's probably why he drinks so much. Cover up his lies because he, so he doesn't feel it. Kai, you pay $2.83 regular unleaded. Is that per litre or per gallon? They're per gallon though. $2.67 in Missouri and $3.47 in Illinois. There's 4. Hang on. Okay, there is about 3 or 4 litres in a gallon. So times that by 3 or 4, and that's what we're paying per gallon. Okay, if you times this by 3 or 4, this is what we are paying in Australia. Okay, no, this is not even what we're paying, actually. Up here, I'm paying like $1.89 because I'm in the mountains and you have to travel so far to get fuel that it's not worth it. You've got to pay the $1.89. Okay? So that's not even it. Try $1.89 times 3 or 4. And that's what we're paying here in Australia for petrol. Holy shit. And this man is just lying his head off and doesn't care because he's so drunk. He has to get drunk to lie that much. Matt Couch said, how corrupt is this agency that all the top brass continue to resign as Doge investigates? Meanwhile, they prey on hard-working Americans. The IRS Chief Information Officer announces resignation on eve of tax filing day. There you go. They're leaving. They're scattering like cockroaches the minute you turn the light on. Drogo said Trump took down Epstein 100%. Their entire global pedo mafia is next. Are you ready for this? This is Trump talking about the whole thing. Ready?
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems. That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
They're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play
Are you
at my
saying
clubs.
there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now... I was not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein, and you watched people yesterday saying that I threw him out of a club. I didn't want anything to do with him. That was many, many years ago. It shows you one thing, that I have good taste, okay? Now, other people... They went all over with him. They went to his island, whatever his island was, wherever it is. I was never there. Find out the people that went to the island. I threw him out. In fact, I think the great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, anybody else?
Jeffrey Epstein is a terrific guy.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan. I was not, a long time ago. I'd say maybe 15 years. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not.
Okay, and this was back in 2016 that he was saying this, okay? And he does say, nice guy, but he's in for trouble because anyone that Trump says is a nice guy, just watch out for it, okay? Now we've got footage from, look at that. Look. Are you ready for this?
Okay, now I want you to watch the hatch door open from the inside. The lady runs over there real quick, says, no, shuts the door back, tries to stand in front of it.
Okay, they weren't supposed to be able to open the door from the inside, right? And the guys even walked up later with a latch thing to undo the door. So they got to stick something in here and then turn it, right? So these people on the outside supposedly have that, but they opened the door from the inside. This looks to me like some fucking blow-up tent. Sorry. It looks like a blow-up tent or something. Or one of those, tents that pop up as soon as you get it out of the package. It just goes right in front of you. Yeah, one of them ones. Can never get them back down again. I can't. I don't know how they work. Wide Awake Media said it activates the brain's repair systems. According to Dr. Mark Hyman, the keto diet is very good for you, okay? It helps cognitive function at every level, from autism to Alzheimer's to schizophrenia to depression. Sugar is really driving this big problem, sugar and starch. When you eat these foods, your body gets dysregulated, and when you use a diet that actually shuts off these cravings, it doesn't take long. In 5 or 10 days, we get a 70% reduction from all symptoms and all diseases. Oh, it's a big claim, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, everybody. You know what that means. It's incredibly helpful for longevity, and it's helpful for reversing certain things. And across all this, we're seeing the same thing happen. People are getting better on a keto diet. Okay? Anything wrong with you, at least try it. Okay. I might put that in the folder, right, to talk to Timmy about later. Alex James said, reminder that a preference deal is only ever a recommendation. The voter decides preferences at the ballot box. So the voter decides their preference. I was right, okay. The voter decides preferences, not the parties in Australia. So for everyone voting in Australia, okay, the voter decides the preferences at the ballot box. Daniel Kemp said, interesting. Oh, this was in response, okay, to this thing yesterday, the Doomsday radio station, okay, where I heard something completely different. Block 1, Nikolai, Elena, Pavel, Tatiana, Yuliana, Nikolai, Neptune. Neptune, Russian spelling of Neptune aligning with the first cryptic word. Block 2, Tatiana, Ivan, Michael, Yuliana, Simeon, Thymus. Thymus coded to thymus, the second word, with a possible translation error. Block 3, Leonid, Simeon, Olga, Pavel, Leonid, Anna, Shuka, LSOP, LAS, H. I don't know. Okay, this is what they're getting from it. Doesn't directly match Foxcloak, but F and sh sounds might be substituted in Russian phonetics. Example, Shuka for cloak. Block 4, Nikolai, Yuliana, Tatiana, Olga, Boris, Anna, Konstantin, Simeon, Nutobax, close to Nutabu with CS possibly extraneous or a phonetic match. This approach strongly suggests the names encode the cryptic words Neptune, Thymius, Foxcloak, and Natuba, Nutabu, confirming that this message is the detailed transmission behind the 4 words are reported by Shadow of Ezra. The most compelling interpretation is that the names encode the cryptic words Neptune, Thymus, Foxcloak, and Nutabu, and the numbers provide operational details, example, coordinates, timing, or unit identifiers. Let's combine the findings. Block 1, Neptune, Nicola, Elena, all those right, indicating a naval operation, Neptune. The numbers 33702 might identify a naval unit, example 33rd Fleet, 702 as ship ID, and 66522075 might be coordinates. 66 degrees east, 52 degrees north, possibly a staging area in Russia, and timing 2000 hours, 75 minutes offset. Okay, someone might understand, okay? I'm just reading this, so I kind of get it. Block 2, Tatiana, Ivan, Michael, Yuliana, Simeon encodes Timus, indicating bioweapons defense or troop readiness. 8002361 might be a bioweapon protocol code, and 11625685 could indicate 1162 units with 56 degrees north and 85 degrees east Siberia as a defensive zone. Block 3, Foxcloak, loosely indicating a covert operation, 7,000, 8002, repeating 8002 from Block 2, suggests a link to bioweapons in a false flag operation with 67, 203, 08, 09, possibly indicating timing at 8:09 hours. Block 4, Natuba, Nut Abu, indicating a geopolitical statement. 62,405 might be a diplomatic code. 78, 15, 92, 71 could be operational zones. 78 degrees east, 15 degrees north in the Andaman Sea, 92 degrees east, 71 degrees north in the Arctic. Final decode message. Okay, some brainiac's been on this. Exactly. Timmy. How you going, Timmy? Okay. The UVB 76 transmission is a detailed operational plan for a multi-stage operation with each block corresponding to one of the cryptic words. Neptune, naval operation instruction. Prepare for a naval operation, possibly in the Black Sea or Arctic, speculative based on context, not exact coordinates. Details, Unit 33, ship operation ID 702, staging at 66 degrees east, 52 degrees north, Russia. Execute at 20 hours, 2000 hours, whatever you call it, okay? With a 75-minute offset, possibly 21:15. Thymus, instruction, activate bioweapons defense or troop readiness. Details, protocol 8002, 361 as secondary identifier, 1162 units involved. Defensive zone at 56 degrees north, 85 degrees east, Siberia, executed at 56 minutes past an hour, possibly 0056 the next day. Instruction is Foxcloak instruction. Execute a covert operation, possibly a false flag, involving bioweapons, linked to protocol 8002. Detail codes 7000 and 0 might indicate a cyber or espionage operation. Execute at 0809. Why don't I just say 0809 hours, possibly the next day. New taboo. Geopolitical statement. Instruction. Reject Western influence, possibly through a symbolic action or operation. Details. Diplomatic code 62. Operation ID 405. Target zones at 78 degrees east, 15 degrees north, Andaman Sea, and 92 degrees east, 71 degrees north, Arctic, possibly indicating naval or strategic posturing. And then I heard last night, when was this posted? Because then I heard last night that the Ukraine had just sent a drone to Russia. And this was yesterday, okay? This was before. I heard this before I heard that a drone had been sent from Ukraine to Russia. Okay, so there you go. If you understood that, well done. Senator Babette said, would you go for a swim? Liberocrat said, welcome to India, home of the most disgusting public pool you'll ever see. Would you go swimming in it? Would you? I certainly would not. No, thank you. Would not even dip a toe in there. Thank you very much, and no, thank you very much. Clay Travis said New York AG Letitia James being prosecuted for lying about her assets to get a mortgage after prosecuting Trump for lying about his assets to get a bank loan would be too perfect. They always accuse you of what they actually did. Yep, they're doing it all the time. Mario Norfel said Ivy League in flames, Trump freeze makes Harvard squirm. Harvard just told investors it could take a serious hit from lawsuits, audits, or even losing its non-profit status after Trump froze $2.2 billion in federal cash. The school still pushed out $750 million in bonds like nothing's wrong, calling it a contingency planning while bracing for a legal hurricane. Harvard says it's fine. The fine print says otherwise. There you go. It should lose its tax-exempt status. Yeah, because they're little commies. They're rolling out little communists, you know. Perhaps Harvard should be taxed as a political entity if it keeps pushing political ideological and terror-inspired supporting sickness. Remember, tax-exempt status is totally contingent on acting in the public interest. Perhaps, oh, there you go. Donald Trump said it. Yay, go Trump. Way to go. Wayne Dupre said J.D. Vance called the Chinese people peasants. The Chinese officials retaliated and called American peasants. Is it apple sauce time yet? You are. No, you are. No, you are. April Sparks said he broke it down like a champ. Let's have a listen.
There's an awful lot of confusion taking place out there in the world regarding the United States of America, so please allow this video to serve as a referencing point for anybody that may or may not know exactly what's going on here. Our president is Donald J. Trump. He was elected by a democratic process here in the Republic of the United States of America. Donald Trump is not a tyrant, nor is he a dictator, and he's most certainly not fascist, nor is he racist or sexist, and he was elected by the majority. Not a cult following, not a movement, but the majority. A conservative, Republican, and independent majority comprised of Americans like myself. And all of us that elected him into power believe in the very foundations of what I'm about to tell you since birth. Family, friendship, faith, finances, and freedom, period. So when you start seeing illegal immigrants getting deported, that's what we want. Whether they go to El Salvador because they're gangbangers that unalived Americans or attempted to unalive Americans, or if they go back to their home countries, so be it. They don't belong here, period. God, we will never persecute Christians here. In fact, we won't persecute anybody based off of any faith. You're free to believe in our God, your God, or any God or no God. But it's pretty damn sad that we had to elect somebody in order for him to get in and pardon Christians that were being persecuted. We believe in freedom of speech and freedom of expression, even though we were censored for upwards of more than a decade. Yeah, banned on Facebook, banned on Twitter, banned everywhere, silenced, totally obliterated. Even our senators and congressmen were silenced via backdoors on Twitter. We're a compassionate group of people that believe in second chances, third chances, working hard, and living as opposed to existing. We believed in prison reform, repealing the crack law that freed many African Americans in the United States because it was unfair, and further prison reform, all championed by Donald Trump and Republicans and conservatives like myself. The majority of us here in America just want common sense. We're tired of seeing us taxed to death. We're tired of seeing people exist and not live, stuck on a system getting free handouts only to be a modern-day slave. The welfare system, the illegal immigration system. We're tired of warmongering, we really are. And we're tired of all the games that they did and all the ploys that they launched to make sure that they could capitalize off of our hard work and efforts by robbing us blind and keeping the masses in servitude, which is what they are efficiently doing to the left and the rest of the world. Look at France. Now they've gotten their conservative presidential frontrunner under wraps with criminal convictions. Mainstream media is globalist media. They own assets, they own continents, and they own people. The difference in America here is you don't own the majority. So whether you want to believe all the bullshit that you believe, that's your choice. Make America great again. America first, period.
Yeah. You tell him, mate.
There's an awful lot of confusion.
I totally agree. Simon Scissorhands, like the name, said, what do you feel when you see this image? Comment below. White primary school kids are required to learn how to pray at a mosque and show respect for Allah. If it were your child, would you be okay with that? No, I'd be going in there and dragging my child out. Thank you very much. No, if he's going to believe in anyone, it's going to be God and Jesus. Thank you. Okay, Mitch and Kim's page said, bring it on. Gerard Rennick rips into the ATO, the Australian Tax Office. Let's have a listen.
This is some of the rubbish that's sprouted by Treasury that somehow a tax cut's going to cause inflation. Who do they think actually supplies the goods and services in this country? It's actually the workers. So let's cut taxes further. And I'll pick up on Senator Walsh's comments that we don't know what to do. I know exactly what to do, Senator Walsh. I've got a master's in tax finance, I've got a master's in finance as well. That's the whole reason why I actually ran for politics, is to reform the Tax Act. And I well remembered when I was a Senate candidate and I said that we should raise the withholding taxes on profits offshore. I was criticised by none other than the current Treasurer. Apparently, increasing the rate of tax on withholding taxes on profits sent offshore by foreign multinational companies is a bad thing. I've been recommending that for years. I've been recommending the abolition of Section 855 that actually gives foreigners a capital gains tax break on non-portfolio interests. I recommend the abolition of Section 880 of the Income Tax Act that says that foreign wealth funds shouldn't be able to pay tax. I recommend the abolition of Section 2590 that says Australian companies, when they invest offshore, shouldn't be able to get a tax deduction on the interest they pay on their investments offshore. I've come out and said that Aboriginal Land Councils should start paying tax. I've come out and said that universities should start paying tax on foreign students. It's about time everyone in this country started paying their way. And the last and the best one is the old 28F of the public offer test of the 36 Act that says foreign banks don't have to pay tax on interest paid offshore. So if you want tax reform, bring it on.
Yeah, but we want no tax. Valerie said, this sadly is Australia. A citizen asked Albo MP about the housing crisis. He gets interfered with by Albozo's handlers and blocked from asking questions. He's labelled alt-right. Security concerns now because a tax-paying citizen asked our Prime Minister a legit question. Put this marshmallow in the bin on May the 3rd. Fucking pathetic. Security concerns heightened after Albanese confronted by alt-right protester at a hotel. No, someone asked him a question. And this is what the news do for him. Look. Who's this Alison Zio? I don't know. Shouldn't be a journalist in Australia. Okay, Wall Street Mavericks said IRS shit. Zelensky, the IRS expecting my money on tax day. Trump, me sending in my 17th consecutive tax extension. Okay, and this, interesting. Dr. Simon, I've been seeing this for years. Dr. Simon Godek, why is it that almost every ad, the woman is white, the man is black, and why do we never see a black woman with a white man? Yeah, if you're going to do it, at least be fair and show it the other way around as well. No? No, that might anger some people. Okay, another one. Michael said, shared this, from Josh Crooklyn. Every recent movie on Netflix, white man's the villain, the black man's the hero, the gay guy's the voice of reason, woman has the balls, dad is an idiot, mum is the breadwinner, children are sexualized. Netflix is social engineering, not entertainment. Exactly. That's social engineering 101. Okay? This is how feminism got such a hold. Movies, music, you name it, mate. Every media and the governments and the schools. Okay. Malcolm Roberts said huge win for One Nation. Delayed counting for the state election in WA has confirmed One Nation will now have an additional member elected, bringing our total to 2. Congratulations, Western Australian team and all One Nation supporters. Now it's time to get behind us, Western Australia, and take on the big target, a Senate seat this upcoming election. Go, guys, go. Shannon, I stand with America, said 50 years of failure. Okay, let's have a listen.
Problem is, does red blood cells cure cancer? No. Does platelets cure cancer? No. Does neutrophils kill cancer? No. What kills cancer? The natural killer cells and T cells. So in that CBC, there's a thing called the lymphocytes. Do you look at that? No.
Oh, okay. This might be another one for, talking with Timmy about this. Have I already got it in the bookmark? No. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. I don't know if I can play that on here, that's all. It will be played on Rumble. For anything medical, just go to Rumble, guys. Everything's over there. Sound waves in liquid create collapsing bubbles that flash with light, form non-equilibrium plasma and reach sun-like temperatures. Each bubble becomes a green microreactor. No inputs, no waste. Sonochemistry is cavitation alchemy. I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. Look at that. Is this going to be a new power source? It's a bluntly put philosopher Okay? I don't know, but I'm just thinking. It's like becomes a green microreactor, each bubble. Amazing. Okay, anyway. Doge designer said breaking China to face up to 245% tariffs due to retaliatory actions as per White House briefing. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Okay, Jim Ferguson said breaking the World Health Organization is on the brink of collapse, which it was a couple of months ago. I feel like I got deja vu. US support gone. New funding failed. The global health giant crumbling. President Trump pulled the plug, and now the WHO, once the globalist gatekeeper of lockdowns, mandates, and emergency declarations, is gasping for air. What this means, the world is watching the fall of the institution that helped orchestrate global control through fear. The health emergency narrative is unravelling. The technocrats are losing their power fast. This isn't just budget cuts. This is implosion of a global stronghold. No more endless pandemics, no more global health treaties, no more unelected power over your life. The people said no. Trump said no. And now the WHO is falling. The panic button's been smashed. This isn't just the end of funding, it's the beginning of freedom. Yay! And you know what that means? We don't have to pull out of the WHO because they're going to collapse. And we'll have nothing to do with them anyway. Because they will no longer be, hopefully, unless our government just pretends they're giving money to the WHO and I'm money laundering again. Okay, DT dubs, polyunsaturated fatty prag something, I don't know, was replying to what? Australian voters must understand political parties cannot redirect preferences. The order that you list your preferences on the ballot is the order your preferential vote flows until it lands in one of two parties that have more votes than the others. Preference deals simply refer to how to vote cards, which are a suggestion handed out at the polls by volunteers. But the final decision of your preferences is yours alone. Political parties that you vote for cannot move your vote to a party you don't want your vote to go to. As long as you put Liberal above Labor at the bottom of the bloody list, your vote will never go to Labor regardless of what minor parties you put above both of them. Okay, this is the first I've seen specifics on the way you vote in Australia. Frankly, seems a bit wild to me. On one hand, having to structure your vote like this forces more thoughtfulness, but on the other, it seems right for taking advantage of people at the polls. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so there you go. Our preferences do not go to who the party says, okay? It's your preference. That's why you number them 1, 2, 8, 5, whatever, however many numbers there are in there. 28. I shared a video on my community tab post, which is now just posts, yesterday that shows you a video of every party running for election in Australia. They also have what they stand for. So if you go and watch that video, it's pretty easy to see who's who in the zoo. But what I'm going to try and do is this weekend sometime, I might try to stream it on Rumble and give my opinion, because I've got lots of opinions. And I know you love my opinion. I'm kidding. Mark Woodland sent 40 million Americans take strains to protect their heart. Statins, sorry. Whoa, where to get strains from? But on the latest Joe Rogan episode, Gary Brecker dropped a bomb. They might be doing more harm than good. I don't know. 10 longevity tips the world's #1 biohacker swears by. Okay, he's a UFC CEO, Dana White's. He helped turn around UFC CEO Dana White's health in just 10 weeks. Okay. Okay, what is it? Oh, I might have to read this on Rumble as well. Oh, God almighty. YouTube, please. Can I just read something that I don't think that I am going to get deleted for? Because it's medical. And apparently I'm not allowed to have an opinion on medical shit, okay? I don't know. And that's it. Okay, so let's go to the comments. Okay, I've got some comments over here on the side. Out to lunch said, Some say Lilith was Adam's first wife, but she didn't want to be subservient to man. How you going, Sherry? Out to lunch, Robert. Cold Justice. Deb said Australians are now being told, this Big Brother Australia government, what you can smoke with cigarettes. When it will, next it will be what you can drink. Yes. George, how you going? J1, how you going? The government can get stuffed. Yeah, exactly. And Sherry, yep, I said hello to Sherry. Out to lunch said, my 17 board has a safety tab saying it may be a phishing account. Yeah, so does mine when I first click on it. But I've been on that site for years and it only just started throwing it up in the last 6 months, maybe 12. Rod said, hello, Deb, out to lunch. Thoughts on Monsanto and the glyphosates? They're bad for you. Yep, Monsanto is bad, I believe. Now Bayer. It's now Bayer. It's been they sold Monsanto to Bayer. Bayer took over. And all the GMO shit. I don't like it. I think it's bad, but that's just me. Okay, out to lunch said, but 17 tells on bad folks and they don't like it. Exactly, out to lunch. Deb said, have you seen rubbing your eyes go white like in Black Mirror show? What? Oh, nubbing. Your eyes go white like in Black Mirror show. No, haven't seen that. Deb's laughing. You pay what? And it took $2 to make? Exactly. They might pay $10,000 for a handbag. It took $2 to make. Don't worry about it. You just paid $2,000. Like $1,998 more than what it should have been. Okay, Rod R said just takes the few. I mean, I know they've got to make money, but they don't have to make like thousands and thousands on every product. J1 said I'm plugged into the ultimate power source. And Deb said, Hev. J1 said ritual to Lilith. Stu said, I don't trust that creep, period. Rod said, Hev, just tired of the BS. Like to think common logic taking a front seat again. Oh, it is. It's coming. And Deb said, oh, my God, the hair. Deb said, yes, let's fund Palestine. Yeah, I'd throw in for that person to go to Palestine. Deb said, what, the end of Timu? Oh, it will be soon. Raven Lilith Moon said, yep, that's the Lilith that my middle name is from. J1 said, true population of China, 650 million. Yeah, I read that yesterday, didn't I? Bazza said, hey again from Alabama. How you going, Bazza? Shannon, how you going? Deb said, hello. Yep, hello, Bazza. Try not to read the ones where just people are saying hello to each other, so I'll just say that people are saying hello to Shannon and Bazza. Shannon said, China's a paper tiger. Remember the ghost cities in China? Poorly made and empty. Yes. But I believe that could be because they're all over here. They all left China and then they went to the US, they went to the UK, and they came to Australia and New Zealand, and where else did they go? Okay, Deb said our Prime Minister is a big disappointment. Of course he is. Stu said all politicians are the same. They tell you what you want to hear, then do something completely different. They do. They do. They just tell you what you want to hear, really. J1 said, best olive oil in Australia is Red Island, true blue, real, not fake. I would have to agree with you because it's so bloody expensive. Stu said they use filters in most store-bought brands of olive oil. Fillers. Oh, yes, oils ain't oils. Yeah, exactly. Rod said, Stu, many indeed, but when people say all rings untrue or a judgment. Deb said, yes, I'm using Red Island olive oil, J1. Deb said, old housewives' tales are natural medicine. Stu said, olive oil leaf extract is natural anti-parasitic, apparently. Deb said, slap or smash that like button, please, guys. Thank you. It all helps. Thank you very much. And sub if you haven't subbed already. That really helps. Okay. Deb said, buzz in a bottle. Stu said, fake as fuck. Yeah. J1 said, couple of blowflies in a tally. Stu said, fake as fuck again. Deb said more time in hair and makeup than in the giant penis, not in space. Yes, exactly. D. Lee said the new astronaut suits, no more bulky life suits. Yeah. The whole thing was full of shit, mate. Seriously. George said return of the bimbos. Exactly. Deb said high on drugs, Katie. Deb said more of you are watching a movie. Yep, more of you are watching a movie. We really are. Rod says, sorry, have to go. Fellow friends are difficult to find. Much love all. You too, Rod. Shannon said, went to space in a giant space cock funded by a man who's married to a man pretending to be a woman. There you go. Kai said, space bimbos. Hey, guys. How you going, Kai? Good to see ya. D. Lee said, Perry did say we're taking it up. We are the taking up space crew. I agreed, yeah. Stu said the Muppets nailed it with pigs in space. Yep, they did, didn't they? The Muppets. Pigs in space. Okay. Everyone's saying bye, Rod. Kai said kind of puts pigs down, though. Kai said make racist jokes again. Handicap too. Yeah, any jokes. Shannon said no soup for you. Yeah, exactly, the soup Nazi. Deb said news update on stopping cow farts. Cows are getting sick and they are protesting. J1 said on ABC, not putting ham on your sandwich saves 6 tons of carbon emissions. Stone the crows. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly. Kai said, D-Lee, go watch yesterday's live at 4 times speed. Did a painting. D-Lee said, Kai, I'll check that out. I forgot to come back to live. Kai said, it's no biggie. Stu said, who needs enemies when we've got a government? Yeah, exactly. They're the biggest enemies. Kai said, at the moment, I'm puffing on some Alaskan Thunderfuck sativa. Wow. Actual name, not joking. Really? Oh, my God. Yes, it's weed, George. It's sativa, which is the lighter one. Oh, not really lighter, but like it depends on how much percentage it is. But it's the one that you can still do stuff on, you know. It doesn't like flake you out like I'm so tired, I can't move. I just want to go to bed, that type of thing. But it gives me anxiety for some reason. Sativa. J1 said no tax on tax, and Kai said no tax period. George said, is that we, Kai? Yep, Raven Lilith Moon said, I'm so glad I got the notification of this live. Your voice is helping ground me. Oh, God love you, Raven. Thank you so much. And, yeah, I'm here to, like, try and keep people calm about the news and what's going on because we were told many years ago that these things were going to happen. And it's all thanks to this board that has 4 years worth of, it goes from 2020, 21 maybe, no, 2022, and it started in 2017, okay? So this little arrow is a tiny little arrow here, right? And this turns it like you can go back to the beginning using this little arrow, or you can go to the end and go backwards. Okay? So that is, why I'm here to try and make sense of the news and keep people calm. Okay. Kai said, we fund ourselves from our income. Governments could do the same. Yeah, they should. Government should be actually like doing something, not sitting like our government. They sit there. I swear they get paid for doing nothing. A lot of people in the government do. Kai said, I pick up a couple of strains today, 4 actually. Deb said, Labor's done nothing for us. They've done nothing, period. Oh, no, they have, actually, stealing money. J1 said, everything you can see with your eyes will be tokenised. Black Hat Music, how you going? Stopping by to show support and free cake. Oh, yum. And Fred, how you going, Fred? Oh, I didn't see you in there. God love you. Raven Lilith Moon says, sorry for all the bad spelling. Typing is a little problem at the moment. Oh, no worries, Raven, honestly. Don't worry about it, sweetie. Don't worry at all. Prayers for Raven, by the way, guys. Deb said, they're building dog boxes literally. Yes, that's what our houses in Australia look like. No trees anywhere, you know, just dog boxes stacked right next to each other or right up against each other even. Kai said, I've got Blue Dream Pie, Acapulco Gold, Durban Poison, and the Thunder. Well done, Kai. Deb said, all good, our beautiful Raven. D-Lee said, Kai, are GMOs? Deb said, oh my God. Kai said, I'm going to get lit before bed. Deb said, I did hear that everything is upside down. Kai said, no, local grown. Aussie lady said, Coles and Woolworths are selling science meat. Look it up, made in Sydney. Oh, no. Yeah, I know, Aussie lady. I would not buy meat at all from Coles or Woolies. George says, same here, Kai. Deb said, read the box. It's just sugar, sugar. Kai said, however, from the 60s onward, it was changed. And how you going, Aussie lady? Good to see you. Stu said, Apple Betty is a big yielder, 90 ounce a plant, high THC, but it's predominantly indica, more like a tree. Nice. D-Lee said, I tried the GMO kind, made me so sick. And Randy, how you going, Randy? Good to see you, mate. Kai said, GMO is the worst. Everyone's saying hello to Randy and Aussie lady. Out to lunch said, I'm anything. I like at any time. Only ones I do that I don't want is jail or hospital. Kai said, if you examine it at the dispensary and it's not exactly perfect to old days, don't get it. Kai said, like if it's dusty looking, if it's sprayed. Stu said, frosty, not dusty is the go. Yeah, frosty. You want the frosty one. With all those little frosty nodules all over it. Kai said it should have grower's name, a batch number, and lab results online. D-Lee said, I don't do dispensaries, prefer to grow. Kai said, homemade is truly best. Deb said, all good, Hev here. Good stuff. Randy said, you're homegrown, the best. J1 said, was deciding Vegemite or eggs on toast, both together was a decision. Oh, that's beautiful, J1. The Vegemite will put the salt on the toast with the egg on top, would be beautiful. D-Lee said, not if the seeds are GMO and you didn't know it. Deb said, I love that combo, J1. Kai said, when they legalised it here, the former top guys in the area could just buy in and go. Kai said, I hear Vegemite is horrible. It depends. Vegemite can be nice if you spread it very thinly on toast and add something like an egg on it to tone it down a bit. D-Lee said, I don't think Tennessee will legalise it. Kai said, it's legal here, hun. Deb said, if you use it right, Kai, it's very nice. I like a little and my kids like a lot. Kai said, Clarksville, Tennessee. Oh, there you go. It's legal there. Okay. D-Lee said, my cousin in Memphis said it wasn't legal. Kai said, it may be going county by county. That'd suck. D-Lee said, maybe I misunderstood. Kai said, yeah, they're doing a trap deal. Buy in Stewart County, get the bracelets next county over. Wow. D-Lee said, oh, maybe I was thinking of Texas. Shannon said, TikTok. Kai said, now homegrown is not legal. J1 said, Kai, Vegemite is a big vitamin B blast. Deb said there will be no cracks from the evil to fall into. D-Lee said that's what it was. Deb said, I'm paying $169.06. Randy said 108.9. Do you mean $1.69, Deb? And Randy, do you mean $1.89? Kai said, yeah, it's stupid to only let the kingpins start up the industry, yeah. Oh, yeah, yep. Deb said, sorry, $1.69, yes. Stu said $1.91 a litre for diesel here in suburban Melbourne today. Deb said, I have a small car, so it's basic petrol. D-Lee said, this guy's voice is annoying. Which one? I couldn't remember which one it was. Kai said $2.83 regular unleaded. Stu said it's 20 cents a litre. A litre, Kai, is that a gallon? Yep, it's a gallon. Your gallon. Sorry, guys. Oh, my goodness. I tried to eat before I came on, and now I'm burping. Stu said it's 20 cents a litre dearer in Melbourne than Victoria rural. Yeah, it's cheaper if I go like 30 minutes more rural. It's 20 cents cheaper per litre than up here in the mountains. I don't know why they are allowed to charge so much up here in the mountains. Shannon says, Albo always sounds drunk. I think he always is drunk, Shannon. Deb said, living high on the Australian people's money is Albo. Randy said $1.89 per litre here. Kai, unless it's $108.09 per litre there. Kai said the different monetary systems are a tool to separate and confuse, prevent easy collaboration in limited time. Deb said Albo doesn't have to find money for food, petrol and alcohol. No, he uses taxpayer dollars. D. Lee said every time Trump says someone is a nice guy, he means not. Exactly, D. Lee. Kai said everything about the world collectively has been engineered to prevent personal progress. D. Lee said yes, Kai, from the cradle to the grave. Oh, by the way, I saw Timmy was in here earlier. Timmy, are you free this week? Because I just looked at Restream and it looks pretty much like StreamYard, so we might be able to do it that way. Kai said, I'll be amazed if Trump's any different in the end. Deb said they're just throwing mud at the wall to see if something will stick on Trump. D. Lee said, this is funny. Deb said, thank you, Hev, this is so funny. Out to lunch said, someone farted. D. Lee said, fake. Deb said, fake door opening. Out to lunch said, looks like a big tit. D. Lee said, that was Bezos. Yeah, we're watching a movie, Deb. Kai said, I was told I'm a Satanist this morning for saying God is the Force. The Force is in everything and connects everything. So I guess I'm evil or something then? Oh, I don't think so, Kai. I swear some people take things too literally sometimes. Shannon said, yes, Bezos' wife is a big old tranny. D. Lee said, Kai, you are not evil. Deb said, yes, my health has improved since I understand what is not good for my body. Yeah, me too. Although I'm a bit unwell at the moment, but I'm getting better, D. Lee said, so that was an all he-she crew going up somewhere? A shim crew? Kai said, the division's made between us all and the distraction of the grindstone. Kai said, made to make us never see the actual truth. Deb said, reminds me of a signal station. Kai said, the Force is a real thing. Deb said, they use in wartime. Timmy said, laugh my ass off. I laugh so I don't scream. I just love how all this stuff I've been preaching about for going on 10 years is now being passed off as new. I've had so many attacks against. Oh, I'm sure you have. You're practicing yourself for putting people in danger, and now keto's healthy. Have you heard of the low-carb diet? Ah! Oh, God love you, Timmy. I know. They look, everyone does this, okay? It's just, it's a bit infuriating, but, you know, it's not new. It's been around for a while, and God love Timmy. He's been trying to tell people in his practice about that. Deb said, hello, our Dr. Timmy in the house. Kai said, God is light, matter is frozen light. God is literally everything. D. Lee said, I know what you mean, Timmy. Yep, exactly. And Kai said, Timmy. And Stu said, yes, I know the feeling, Timmy. Good to have you here. Deb said, just crazy, Timmy. Timmy said, maybe now people will fucking listen. They sure don't listen to me. I know, Timmy. God love you. I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. I'm really, like, cutting everything down. I'm getting there. We're getting there. Deb said, it's still good just knowing you called it first, Timmy. Yeah, exactly. Deb said, breath is consciousness, so we breathe the God of consciousness. And Deb's gone 10111011111000000. Okay. Shannon said, is there a doctor in the house? And Deb's laughing at Shannon. Deb said, too many people. Kai said, I literally believe we are splinters of God himself, shed to be here to experience the material world. Deb said, I'll not get in the spa, too many people, and there was only 4. Oh, wow. Timmy said, hello all. I was lurking until Hev read the bit about keto. I'm glad people are learning about a more ketogenic lifestyle. I just get pissed when they present it like it's new. When it's the opposite is true. It's how we used to eat. Exactly, Timmy. Exactly. Holy shit. Okay, where was I up to? It just jumped on me, so. Now I've got to find where I was back up to. Nearly there. There we go. Yes, that's how we used to eat. Yeah, exactly, Timmy. Deb said legionnaires much in that river or that pool that in India? Yeah. Stu said it's probably cleaner than the Yarra River. Oh, no, Stu. Kai said, I hate losing a battle by attrition. Tim S. said, lol, Deb. Yes, indeed. Enjoy the legionnaires, folks. Kai said, I bet he gives throat hugs. Deb said, just to name one disease. Kai said, he's not completely wrong, but he looks sweet. Stu said, in some third world countries, they know the dead. They throw the dead in their rivers. It's not uncommon for bodies to block up the river intakes on our warships. Oh, no. Kai said, oh, my God, I'd hate unclogging that one. Yeah. Conchega, how you going? Conchega said, you also said in WA that you do not give a rat's pyjamas about the Constitution. Who said that? Conchega said, tax is voluntary. Look it up. And unless you live on Norfolk Island, then you're not a taxpayer. What the fuck, you peoples? I don't know if that's what that means, Conchega. Deb said, will the Panama Papers reveal? Weren't they leaked like years ago? 2017 or something? Stu said, all the questions the government bureaucrats take on notice of all. I haven't heard one question answered yet. Is this just a show? Yeah, it is. It's to wake people up, Stu. Yeah, it's a movie, says Kai. Yep. D. Lee said it's a sick joke. Deb said the Machine, Pink Floyd, got it right. Mm-hmm. Welcome, my son. Welcome to the Machine. Shannon said, is there a Yowie in the house? Conchega said, yes, Shannon, there is. J1 said, my internet isn't good enough to watch Rumble. Oh, no. Deb said, yes, another talk with Tim Air time. J1 said, I'm lucky to get ScrewTube. Oh, really? Conchega said, tariffs, the 1871 Corporation US has been dissolved. The contracts now need to be renegotiated with the new 1776 US Republic. And also tariffs are covered for Nasara and Jassara. Deb said, crack the egg and whisk. Oh, I'm not believing you there, Conchega. I'm actually thinking you might be right with a little bit of that one. Yeah, tariffs are like bringing the money back. Yep. Deb said, crack the egg and whisk. Good. Conchega said, you cannot vote for any of these corporations posing as political parties, as unless you're a shareholder, then it's illegal to vote. Pat's waving. How you going, Pat? Deb said, yes, I love your opinion. Conchega said it's criminal to vote for a company while not owning shares. Deb said, hello, thank you for joining us today, our beautiful Pat. Kai said, pretend you're explaining it to nearly illiterate grease monkey. In fact, don't pretend. Deb said, steamed dim sim today. Oh, nice. Flyby said, just listening this morning. God love you. Oh.
Timar28 tipped $30. I should be available. I got taken out for a couple days with a chest cold. I felt it coming on Sunday night and enjoyed some ivermectin about it. Kicked it by Tuesday. Sorry about my rant.
It's been a bitch of a month of more reporting me. Oh, no. Really, Timmy? Oh, God love you. Oh, my goodness. We can try for Saturday. If you want to leave it till my Monday or Sunday, we can, or we can try the Friday, Saturday. Your Friday, my Saturday. But if you want to leave it a little bit longer, then that's cool because, yeah, it's up to you. But it sounds like you've just about kicked it. And people are reporting you for what? Freaking idiots. God love you. You're a legend, Timmy. Don't let anyone tell you any different, mate. Seriously. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But that sucks. I don't get it. Why are people reporting you? I mean, I know you're doing, the natural sort of thing, but that's just fucking ridiculous. Okay. Conchega said, in the theatre of power, politics is a script of lies and politicians are the playwrights of betrayal. Deb said, just ask Timmy about handbags. Kai said, Rome. D-Lee said, right on, K, Yowie. Kai said, I need a bag for something, but it's not hands. Deb said, olive leaf extract is very good. Stu said, Kai, old bag? Kai said, saggy sack. Deb said, yes, Miss Piggy. J1 said, sad sack was a funny cartoon. Kai said, tossed over a shoulder almost, gravity is cruel. Stu said, some called Carolyn Levitt Miss Piggy. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Deb said, I don't like it too strong until bedtime. Randy said, you ground me too. Oh, really? Oh, God love you guys. Thank you. Well, yeah, look, I find the news quite bloody funny, actually, right? Most of it. And ridiculous. And our politicians the same. I find them stupid, funny, ridiculous. Okay? So that's what I'm here for. I just want to laugh at the news and fuck them and whatever horse they rode in on, mate. Seriously. Kai said, Deb, here comes the list. Deb said, yeah, it's actually helping. I would really have lost my mind, but Hev came along, and not to mention how Hev brought me the world. With amazing people, you all have made a difference in my life. Oh, God love yous. Randy said, I love my Hev family. God love you guys. Raven said, I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm still off from the seizure. Thank God I wasn't holding the girls when it happened. Blessings to you all. Oh, you too, Raven. God love you. Oh, God love you. Hang on a sec. Is that you, Luna? Thank God I wasn't holding the girls when it happened. Blessings to you all. Oh, I think it might be. Yep. Beautiful, Raven. God love you. Kai said, Deb, me too. You guys mean the world to me. Deb said, I will be lit later in the day. Kai said, I'm doing a 4-way mix. Everyone's saying good night to Raven, sweet dreams and everything. Conchega said, coconut oil, avocado oil, real olive oil, keep away from seed oils. Yep, Deb said, I can see love. Like Katy Perry said when she stepped on, yeah, well, we can see it in the chat here, mate. So we don't even need to go to space to see love, mate. See? It's the difference between you and us, Katy Perry. Kai said, CBD oil. Deb said, yes, I can see the difference with oil, just going back to natural oils and keeping the weight down. Kai said, I'm working against medication-induced anorexia symptoms. Oh, Kai, God love you. Prayers for Kai as well. Conchega said, Deb, carnivore diet and use animal fats, i.e. tallow. Yes. And after this stream, I'm going to go and I'm going to do aerobics for the first time in like 6 weeks or something. I don't know. D. Lee said, Albo's voice is annoying. Yes, it is, isn't it? Kai said, never a dull moment lately. Deb said, we're going back to good taste too. Yes, hopefully, yes. Conchega said, D. Lee, because under that skin mask lays a female. Kai said, but it's a great excuse to stay baked. Stu said, I'm trying to get a good recipe for a good old camp oven stew. I know of chuck steak, potatoes, bonox, onion, celery, carrots, beef stock, cornflour. Oh, God love you.
Timar28 tipped $10. Whichever works for you, Hev. I was turned in again for possibly being unlicensed regarding our CT and MRI machines. We provided coffee and snacks for the inspectors. Yes, do ask me about the handbag sales that
saved my bacon. China made for 25 plus years. What? Oh, God love you. Oh, you were turned in for... Oh, that's stupid to me. CT and MRI machine. Freaking idiots that are doing that to you, honestly. Let me at them. I'll knock their lights out, mate. Punch their lights out. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't punch my way out of a wet paper bag, mind you, but, you know, I'll try. You provided coffee and snacks for the inspectors. Oh, that's right, yeah. No, good. Well done. That's the way, right? And what about this handbag sale that saved your bacon? I want to hear about the handbag sale that saved your bacon. China made for 25 plus years. Very interesting. And thank you, Timmy, legend. Oh, God love you. Okay, where was I up to? Oh, Stu, looking for a recipe. Help me, guys. It needs more ingredients. Well, look, in an Irish stew, right? Stew. in an Irish stew, right? I do beef mince, all right? Onion, celery, carrot, potatoes, a parsnip, a turnip, or a swede, or one of them, or all three of them if I can. What else can you put in there? Oh, the beef stock, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce when you're frying the mince at first, right? And at the end of frying it, when it's browning, you put a bit of Worcestershire sauce in there before you put the stock in. Really nice. And then you put your beef stock in. I put a bit of vegetable stock as well. But that's just for an Irish stew. Keep it simple, right? And it's bloody beautiful. But you can put all like the lentils and the split peas and things like that in there as well. But that's an Irish stew, okay. Okay. Kai said cabbage, bro. Randy said $1.08.9 here cents per litre in Ontario. Oh, okay. $1.80. $1.89. Because that's about the same as up here in the mountains here, Randy. Kai said season, of course, and add a little mile or cream at the end. Conchega said stew, French onion soup powder is great thickener as well. Ooh, yum, yeah. Kai said milk. Friggin' autocorrect. I hate autocorrect. Deb said God Force is very real. Just look at Star Wars, not the movie, the story. Conchega said Thomas Foods are interesting, 140 million into plant-based meat. Oh, no, I don't want plant-based meat, mate. That's not something I like. Okay. Kai said the Amish here put almost every vegetable in the soup or stews. Yum. I love the. I want the Amish to make me something to eat. Randy said carbon tax, just take off gasoline for election. Yeah, that's it. Stu said cheers, Conchega. Randy said Amish have no autism. I know. Isn't that funny? Kai said, oh, French onion, yum. Deb said, well, we got rid of tree for plastic and now we're going back to trees. Conchega said, Stu, you cannot beat anything cooked in a camp oven. Kai said, Amish are way healthier than we are. I know. Randy said, no diabetes. That has a lot to do with eating. Keto. Hello, Timmy. Yeah, I think I'm going to have you on Friday. Your Friday, my Saturday? Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. And we might have to do Monday, my Monday, your Sunday as well. If you're up for it, that is. It's up to you. I'm just going to leave that with you and you can decide. But we've got a lot to talk about, right? Conchega said that's because they do not have a radio or TV. Kai said, true, fired, cooked anything has decent hint. Yep. D-Lee said, huge respect to the Amish. Oh, huge, huge. Kai said, yes, seen X-ray videos of phone imprints left on people. We have them. Deb said, very interesting, Randy. Randy said, sing me a song. Sing me a song, you're the piano man.
Timar28 tipped $5. Let's just say, brand name handbags that all the celebrities love have been made in China for decades. Sometimes many of the exact same bags made it to the ports, where they were purchased in bulk for $8.
$8 each and sold by college students. Oh, God love you, Timmy. Well done. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, you legend. They have been for a long time. Well, as far as I know, most stuff is been made in China, like even in Australia, from like the 90s on. Oh, God love you. That's funny. Kai said, fire is fire. Randy said, sing me a song. Oh, yeah, I was singing. That's what I was doing. I was sing me a song. You're the piano man. And then Timmy popped up, and he's a piano man. How's that? Conchega Yowie said diabetes is a doctor-induced illness. Insulin spiking is the main culprit. Stretch your meals to 6 hours in between. Keto is one way to finish, to stop that, Conchega. Kai said, I got to go, guys. Time for meds and a fat bowl. Have a good one, Kai. Stay safe and prayers for you, mate. Stu said, let me stand next to your fire. Go, Jimi Hendrix. Conchega said, not with a camp oven. Deb said, ask and you receive, Randy. Kai said, much love, guys, and many blessings, everyone. You too, Kai. Randy said, I meant Hev. Deb said, so sorry, Tim. I hope you get fully better. Randy said, I love your giggle. It sounds like a car chucking first, seconds, thirds, you know. Yeah, Raven said, yes, Raven is Luna. Oh, my God. I think I remember you coming in and telling us before, but just I get so overwhelmed sometimes I forget, right? Doesn't take much to make me forget. But yeah, oh God, love you. Yep, prayers for Raven and Luna and babies, little bubbas. Oh God, love yous. Randy said Conchega said Rennick. Oh, he said, okay, he was the one who said no constitution or something. Randy said had meatloaf for supper. The Western Australia doesn't have a different constitution than the rest of Australia, does it? Randy said had meatloaf for supper. Now I'm about to go and have some streaky bacon with heaps of fat in it, right? And eggs. I've had it nearly every lunchtime it's breakfast and lunch, actually. It's combined, okay? D-Lee said, well, heck, I thought you were someone new. How you doing, Luna? J1 said, me and the dog have our ivermectin together, cheaper and no neurological damage compared to vet kill pills. Raven says, my eyes are the giveaway. Yes, that's what I looked at the picture and went, hang on. I think that's Luna. And then you said the babies, like you didn't have the girls in your arms. And I'm like, that's Luna, I think. I do believe, yep. Conchega said, look up the 1901 Interpretations Act for legal definition of Australia. Yeah, but there's been two constitutions made, Conchega Yowie. There was the original one and then another one made, and I'm not sure if the 1901 one was the new one. Deb said, you doing aerobics for us? I won't be doing it live. I might record it, maybe, for later on down the track when I can hide it behind a paywall or something. I don't want everyone to watch me doing aerobics. I'm a halfwit. I was watching some aerobics this morning that made me, I swear to cow. Where is it? I just have to look up my YouTube history, right? And these people had me were going, I want to get up and dance. Right, that's it, mate. Seriously. Where's my history? Okay, this lady here. I don't know if I can play this, man. It's a short, okay, from YouTube. Okay, ready? It got me so, I want to go and do aerobics now, right? That's what it made me, right? Ready? Where's the volume? Shit, hang on. Her puppy comes in, look. Go, guys. Now that's teamwork, mate. That's teamwork. Look at them go. Okay. And now, also, oh, shit. What did I just hit on? Oh. All right, I wanted to pause it. That's them on TV as well. They're doing their own workout. Point of view, your boyfriend jumps into your workout because the video's too... Look, that's teamwork, mate. If I've ever seen teamwork, that's it. And I love their energy. I wish I had half the amount of energy they've got. Seriously. But that made me go, right, I want to get up and do aerobics now. Okay. D-Lee said yes, but a different name threw me, Luna. Oh, yep. Where am I? Has it jumped again? Yes, it has. It jumped. Okay. Deb said, Timmy will not charge high prices. Deb said, it's very funny, Hev, Timmy. Dealey said, lifting you up in prayers, Raven Luna. Deb said, stew. Stew. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Irish stew. And I was talking to Stu. Stu said, thanks, Heaven Chat. I had my biro handy. Good stuff. Randy said, no, 108. Stu said, what's cooking? Good looking? Fish flathead or stew stupid? Out to lunch said, beef is the only plant-based food, right? Well, the cows eat grass, so yeah. Randy said, was 159. Oh, so it's, what is it? 108. $108. Oh, Randy, I'm just not getting it. I think it's just going straight over my head. Shannon said, meat is plant-based. The cows eat the plants and give us meat. Exactly. That's what I thought, Shannon. Deb said, Jordan Maxwell is where I heard the Star Wars story. J1 said, my Jersey calf ate my super skunk plant once, spewing it was the only seed I had. Oh, super skunk was beautiful. The flavour, oh, my God. George said, Timmy with a thumbs up. Deb said, yes, very good piano man. Yes, he is. Shannon said, the elites have red handbag and shoes made of human children. Mm-hmm. And Deb's celebrating Timmy. And Robert said, the sun is setting in Dallas, Texas right now, 78 outside. Randy said, 2 degrees Celsius here. Randy said, I'd watch you do aerobics. I'm sure you would. Be quite funny, actually. Maybe I should start a Patreon back up now. I don't know. And then put it behind a paywall. Stu said some of the bushrangers got their scrotums cut out for tobacco pouches. Barbaric. I couldn't think of a worse tobacco pouch. Yeah, they do it with kangaroos' balls now. Scrotum, sorry. Deb's laughing at me. Robert said, Ooga booga. Randy said $1.08, not 80. $1.08. Oh, thank you, Randy. $1.08. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm paying about $1.89 up here in the mountains, and it's about $1.69 down the mountain on either side. It doesn't matter which side I go down, but it takes me an hour to get one way and half an hour to get the other. Yeah, like a pay-per-view, Randy. But yeah, it's like an aerobics workout, and I might be able to show the screen in the background that I'm trying to do aerobics to as well. Anyway, we'll see what happens, guys. Either if I don't do it today, I'll probably do it, like record the video today. I'll try and record one this week sometime. Then I might open a Patreon back up again. Okay, because I don't think YouTube will end up monetizing me. I know the Aussie Hev channel was not allowed to be monetized, so I don't think YouTube will monetize me even if I do hit 500 subs or 1,000 or whatever they want. Hev's only fans, Hev's only air conditioners. Deb said, yes, I'd pay to watch you doing aerobics. Deb said, Madeline McCann, father is in the Red Shoe Club. There you go. Okay, guys. Well, I'm off to do some aerobics. I won't be wearing anything like this. I'll probably be wearing fully clothed, fully like up to the neck and down to the shoes. Yeah, I don't have any fans. I've got only air conditioners. No, I don't even have an air conditioner, so I don't even have that. Okay. With that, guys, I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to sign off with the newsreel and then the outro, guys. Much love to you, and I'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Bye, guys.